All right, part two of Total OS tonight, gone bonkers. All right, I'm not sure what happened. I'm not gonna plug any more things for tonight. So hopefully you guys will get this. Um, yeah, I just restarted this on a different stream, so maybe you guys will get the link and join me on this one. We'll see if this works. I'm sorry about that. Yeah, I don't know what's up with the webcam tonight, so. But I think overall, this is something that's, I think it's good experience for newbies who experience issues with Linux on a live stream, or not just Linux, but on anything. You don't have to panic. I just restarted. So yeah. All right, good. It looks like the chat's picking up. Very good. Okay, so let me get out of that one. Again, sorry for the color. I've had off and on issues with Linux and Logitech webcams. So, all right, let me go to the chat. Give me a second. The chat's working. All right, awesome. Just let me know if you guys can hear me. I'm not sure if you guys want to see me. But, all right. Okay, here we go. We're back. Yes, again, sorry about that. All right, let me do this. Okay. Hello, Belly. I know. Hi, Switch. Yeah, the color's still off. Switch, have you ever had issues with crazy colors, webcams, and Linux? I sound okay. Good, good. I am back in the house. Yes, I am. Thank you, everybody. Yes, I am. So again, this is for all you newbies out there. You don't have to panic. You don't have to panic. If you're doing a live stream and you can just anyway, that's the beauty with Linux. You don't have to reboot Linux as you may have to reboot Windows if something goes wonky. I just restarted a new live stream on YouTube, and they did not have to reboot my Linux desktop. So that is an advantage. I use the word advantage loosely tonight. Yeah, it's probably a hardware issue. Did I apply updates today? No, I did not, Tim. No. I am improvising. I went blank and I came back. But a bump bump. Yeah. Yeah, Windows, nothing's perfect, but with Windows, the reboots and the updates I don't care for. That's the negative side. On the plus side, I've never had an issue with webcams. But as I was saying, if I had a new higher end, Canon camera with HDMI out, probably would avoid all this. So whoever said that if they hit the Powerball, they're going to send me a few grand for a camera, please do. Newbie should wait for 0.1 release. Okay. Or if it has to be stable. Yeah. Well, the core system in Ubuntu as an LTS is there. The core system is stable. There's no question that it's stable. It's just, again, Linux continually struggles with multimedia apps. Always. It always has. I just don't see that in Windows, and from what I understand, you don't see that in Apple products either. Yeah. Thank you, Ghosty. Yeah, but if there are newbies out there coming across this part 2 for Total OS tonight, I don't know what else to call it, don't panic. And you can recover rather quickly, faster in Linux than you can in Windows, I would think. But yeah, I do apologize for the color. I swear to you, before I went live, before I did a test, the color was fine. But it could be the internet. It could be because I've had storms coming in and out. Let me share the screen here. Yeah, thunderstorms and mostly cloudy, showers, thunderstorms today and tomorrow. So the internet could be a problem. I don't know. Problem with the cam. I've had two. I've never had any color issues. Yeah, I don't have this problem in Windows Switch. It's just an incompatibility, but it's weird because it self-corrects. Yeah, I tried. Sparky thing. I did try that before. I'm not gonna do it again. So. Apple controls the OS, and yeah, absolutely, Tux. That's what you're paying for. You're paying more really for the service and for the reliability than more than the equipment, Tux. I do have another cam. I don't know where I stuck it at. It's here. So I was doing some cleaning. I think it's on the other chair that I could try, but I just don't feel like doing it right now. But yeah, you distro hop on your Dells, Jeff? Okay. Jeff, if you're happy with your 1604, don't. Wait for the .1 release. I know, Tony says, funny when you think about it, running with 1 or 2 gigs of RAM was fine, go figure. That's true, but I don't think I had I don't think I had my webcam hooked up when I did the less than 1 gig test. Yeah. Anyway. Could be the light sensor on the camera. Maybe shut off your background light for a couple seconds. I guess I could try that. I never thought about that. Give me a second. Let me stop sharing. Hey! That's better, I think, right? I don't know what to say. Linux is toying with me. Linux. I will terminate Linux. Yeah, this is what it looked like as a test. This is what it looked like before. It was like, I mean, it's not perfect, but I don't have studio lights either. But this ain't bad, right? My color balance, but I just went to screen share. Anyway, Tim, I didn't do anything. Actually, I did. I called Uncle Guido in Sicily. And the camera said, no, Logitech. I said, forget about it. Take care of it. Whatever it was, it worked out. By the way, Switch, if you want to join me, you're more than welcome to. At your risk. It's good, yeah. You watch my Makulu OS, great looking. Yeah, it is a beautiful looking OS. Yes, it is. It is very nice. I agree. You test drove Kubuntu on the other Dell. Well, I don't like it. I can see why all the cool kids do it. Okay, Kubuntu is still not for me. I have 2 Logitech cameras. I have a oh, I forget. It's the 900. It's the one that's 1080p, and this is 720p. Spark, you want to join the stream? I'll let you join, but keep in mind this is a family show. You're going to have to send me an email at totalOStoday1@gmail.com. You want to join? Be nice. If you're nice, you're gone. A yellow. Yes, Nick. I usually carry Hollywood special effects lights because I look so much better. Tons to take care of tonight. Okay, Switch. Very good. But the point of this stream before when I jumped on was over an hour ago. Forget about it. Hey, I'm in the text file. May I spell that? Forget about it. Hey, you just close, Tim, close. The point of this stream originally is on the Brasero thing. Martin Wimpress put a comment on about Brasero, the extension CDR kit, I believe it's called, being installed. It is already installed, but I had to reinstall it in Ubuntu Mate for it to burn CDs in Linux. Now again, I did an in-place upgrade of Ubuntu Mate. It was not a full, fresh install, rather. In Linux Mint, it was not installed. Just a small correction there. But Martin, thank you. Again, Ubuntu Mate is still my gold standard, platinum standard Linux for beginners. It just, look, for people who don't do what we do, content creation, multimedia, it's going to work. Probably 100% of the time, it's going to work. You know, Logitech Pro. It may be that one, the C920 Tux. Yeah, that one I don't have rigged up right now, but I think that's the one I use. I just happen to have this. Two spellings. I would go with, well, officially, Tim, this is correct. Forget about it with two D's. Although sometimes I'll say without the D, like forget about it. But officially, this version is correct. Yes. And there'll be a quiz tomorrow. Tux, that sounds about right. I think that's this one. Yeah. This is the C270. Surprisingly, when I use the mic in this microphone is 10 times better than the more expensive one. Ah, my goodness. I had been using Mate for the last 6 months and went back to XFCE, but can't really rationalize why I like... I have Linux Mint. XFCE is wonderful. MX17 uses XFCE. It's fine. There's other, I think Peppermint has a blend of that and LXLE in it, I think, something. I learned more here by accident than by elsewhere by design. Forget about it, yeah. But you gotta say it with emotion. Forget about it. Like Linux and cameras, forget about it. Watch, I'll get emails from the Linux Foundation. Hey, what's your problem, Toss? No problem. No problem. I'm using Linux. Hello? I'm having fun tonight. You have to laugh at yourself. If not, you're gonna go bonkers. You're gonna go pazzo, as we say in Italian. That's what I said. Ghosties, MX, I'm hot. MX is good. It's good. It's good. I recommend it. Calm. Boy, you UK people are rough. Jeez, calm down. Should have turned my fan on. Anyway. Yeah, MX17 is fine. I have no problem with it. Oh, I'm looking at the ticker here. See what else is going on. Bonkers, yeah. Apple Samsung patent battle revived in California court. Great, I'll sleep better tonight. What's up? What's up, Interceptor? How are you, Interceptor? Welcome. I will not, don't worry, I will not send the boys after Ghosty. Ghosty, you're cool in my truck. In my trunk? Yeah, you're cool in my trunk. No, I got the Cadillac trunk locked away for the evening. The ticker, I have to share the screen. Give me a second here. Yeah, give me a second and we'll go to the ticker. Let me get out of this. Don't need that. Alright, give me a second here. I'll do the ticker. There's your ticker. Cool in your truck now. You're worried. It's okay, Ganai. You're cool in my book, man. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, you've got your number 67 on the list, so you've got a long way to go before you're in trouble. But a bump bump. Good news on the car front. Wife narrowed it down to Infiniti and no caddy. Okay, Tim, that is a wise move. If you want quality, no, this is not a car tech channel, but from what I read in it, we just don't got. We don't have it. I hate to say that. You know, if you're gonna spend big money for any car, go with the best. I mean, that's all there is to it. So, can you guys see the ticker now? If not, we'll go to plan B. If you're ready, what's the worst that could happen? That's true. That's one for Ghosty. How many bodies fit in the trunk? Well, we have Slackware body, we have Arch, we have Gen 2 bodies, quite a bit. Switch, yeah, yeah. We won't be able to fit the webcams, but a bump bump. Yeah, Tux. I'm showing only the ticker. Can you see the ticker? And I'll get out. I just wanted to show you what you can do with Google Hangouts. That's the ticker, yeah. And that's available also for Windows 10. Let me get out of that. For a second, I thought the color was going to go bonkers again. Anyway, let me share the whole screen, and you guys can see your chat and the ticker. There we go. How's that? Let's see. The Escalade seemed like an overpriced, way over options Chevy Tahoe, which what really is not as comfortable as the others two are. Thank you for the camera's okay. Yeah, one of my friends had a Escalade. I took a drive in it. And to be honest, Tim, I was disappointed. It was noisy. The seat was not as comfortable. And to be honest, I thought this is a $50,000 piece of junk. My personal opinion, Now I love my Buick. Buick has really turned things around. But for high-end vehicles, you're really better off with Lexus, Infiniti, and yeah. Yep. Photonic quantum analog computing. Okay. Ticker, TICKR. Yes, that is the app for Linux and Windows. The same vehicle with upgraded trim. Okay. Any guests tonight? Yeah, Switch is busy. Joe or Tim, if you want. I think, Tim, you're on the road. Joe, if you want to join, you're more than welcome to. Like I said, I didn't plan something tonight, but I got thunderstorms kicking in and out. I usually like to go for a walk or a jog. I couldn't do it tonight. Yes, the Buick Enclave is nice, Tim. It replaced the version of the vehicle I had, which is the Buick Rendezvous, a little bit bigger, super nice, comfortable, plush. I test drove one a couple years ago. Well, I took a ride in it, and guess what, Tim? My son approved of the Buick Enclave. Now, when a kid approves of a car, check out the Enclave. Now, that being said, it still might be overpriced. Look, if the Buick Enclave is 50 grand or 40 grand or whatever, and the Lexus is the same price, just take the Lexus. But for an American vehicle that's really, really nice, yes, definitely tell her absolutely check out the Buick Enclave. Right. It was, I think it hit 80 today, Stephen. Yeah. Do I have vids on setting up ticker? I may have had one, Richard. I'm not sure. I'd have to look. Let me go back here, see if the camera works still. It works. There may have been one. Okay, Joe, give me a second. Yeah. I think there's. It's in the Synaptic Package Manager to install Ticker. As far as setting it up, I can't remember. I've done over 2,000 videos. I've lost track. That's the downfall of doing so many videos, if there is a downfall. Give me a second here, Joe. I'll get you in here. Let me get the link. But if I have it, I'll try to remember and do a quickie tutorial. It's not that hard. All right, let me do this. Send Joe a link. Okay, there you go, Joe. You should be getting it. Okay, cool, Tim. Yeah. Yeah, Ticker. That being said, Ticker is not that hard to set up. I would probably say even for a newbie, you can probably find your way around it. For Ticker, yeah, Tickr, yeah. It's not that hard to learn. That's why I use it, and it always seems to work. Let me go back here. Go back here. Let me do that. Okay. Looks like we're good there for the links. I'll try that. Yeah, it's in it, and Ticker's for Windows too, which is why I really enjoyed it. Yeah. It's great. Just a quick news wrap up of the day. If something catches my eye, I'll mention it. I use this when I was doing the daily tech briefs. I use this, or for the live shows this, and I use my Amazon Alexa. I mean, besides my phone and, you know, NPR News, stuff like that. Ticker is a news reader, a news feed reader. Merry Melodies fan, yeah. It's like when you watch like Fox News or CNN, and that news thing scrolls at the bottom. I mean, you could put this bottom or top, but that's what it does. It is a news scroller. It works pretty good. You're in Windows 8. Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, Ticker shows headlines, yes. USB stick in Linux is easier doing it in Windows 10? I don't know. I don't have a problem doing it in both. I don't know. Yes, scrolling text newsfeed, yeah. Right. PGP, serious flaw found in secure email tech. Of course. God, I wonder if anything is truly secure anymore. ThinkPad was sold to someone else after you paid, Mark? Wait, how did that happen again? ThinkPads are awesome. I recommend, if you're looking for a refurbished computer to test Linux, ThinkPads are fantastic. I streamed with less than a gig of RAM last week on a ThinkPad. Hi, Joe. Cannot hear you. Like I said, do not try this at home. We are all trained professionals. It's either the freaking video or the sound. I'm not getting no help. Yeah, perfect. I'm not getting any help from my team tonight. Jeez.
It didn't save the settings from the last time.
Maybe Tim F might do better.
What's up?
Hey, very good. Hello.
How are we today, Toss?
Doing good. I wish it was nicer. Got up this morning, took my friend Amy to the airport in Pittsburgh. She's flying back to Austria for 3 weeks, see family and stuff.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, sorry.
No problem. When we left, it was sunny, but then we got on the road. The clouds started coming in. We were going to stop somewhere and get a quick bite to eat, but then the clouds came, so we just went through the McDonald's drive-thru. drove to the airport. So anyway, so yeah, it looks like it's getting dark. It looks like it's been weathering the storm the last hour or so. So I normally like to go for a walk or a jog, but I'm not going to get a chance and get hit by lightning. My luck, since I've blown 3 monitors, maybe lightning will strike me again, right? No, but
Be like the great outdoors. How many times did you get hit by lightning? 66 times.
Well, I know I have an electrifying personality, but please,
Well, did you explain to everybody that when you upgraded to your Mate 1804, it had a bad ticker? Wah, 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 wah. Yeah.
The ticker wrap did not work, but I think I posted a video, didn't I? Or I mentioned it. You go to the Mate Tweak tool, and it's the window manager settings, scroll down to Compiz, and that fixed it.
Yep.
So I no longer have a bad ticker.
Yeah.
Joel, thanks again for the help with the 2.4
right.
versus 5G.
Yeah, most people don't ever really think to go into their router at all. They just set it up and hope it works. And along with the typical, if you have an internet issue, most people will call up and then the provider will say, well, we'll check the router from here or the modem and then whatever and tell you to reboot everything, but they never tell you to go in and check for firmware updates or to see if your channels, they might mention the channel thing in fairness, but
it's kind of strange because I had all the firmware updates applied to it, and I did a restart on the wireless router, but I didn't actually unplug it. I used the web utility, did a restart from there, and I thought, restarted it. Nope, didn't do it. So I
you always have to power cycle. I believe it or not, I go down and power cycle mine once a week now because it's inevitable. It's going to give you problems eventually. So
good protocol. Thanks for the help.
That's all right. So you're going to get the storms that we've gotten. How? Todd?
Yeah, I mean, it looked this morning. It was beautiful. In fact, it was so nice. I pulled my car out of the garage. I was going to vacuum my car, but I thought, I just bought a new leaf blower. Let me just blow the car of dirt. That's what I did this morning. I opened up all the doors and blew out the dust. And then, sure enough, it didn't take more than an hour or so. It got really dark and nasty.
Yeah.
But it's been off, and then the sun came out and back and forth, and I'm like, I'm not going to go out and get caught. No, I'm not going to do it. So
we had thunderstorms overnight right up to this morning. One of them, I mean, it was daylight, and I was still kind of nodding off in bed, and all of a sudden, the loud crack in bed about made me jump out of the bed, and it just rained solid all morning, and then it kept getting light, getting dark, getting light, and it's dark again now. So I don't know if we're going to get any more than that. But you're getting
I'm not going to chance it. Yeah, they say the odds with lightning is rare, but no, I'm not going to do it.
Yeah.
This Frostbite check, I just sent you a link if you would like to join. Sure. Probably won't be on too much longer tonight. But yeah, normally when the weather gets nice, because the winters here can be just as long as where you live, I saw the sun out there. I said maybe later I'll do walking. If I can find a tennis partner, I would go play some tennis. But I'll go for a walk or jog. Of course, with the hills, it's a nice workout. But not in this weather. I'm just not going to do it in this weather, no.
Sorry I couldn't join you last night. It was just a long day. And
oh, no problem, man. No problem. Not a problem. Yeah. It's been nice lately the past week or so. I've been trying to do these streams at random times. And I've been thinking about doing this on a daily or nightly basis. I've been thinking about it. But I've been catching people who normally would want to join, but they always miss it from different time zones and life happens. But it's been nice. I've had maybe a half a dozen people normally who would miss come in and say hello and donate to the channel. So all of you out there do it. Thank you. But I figured I would jump on tonight because I didn't feel like watching TV. I did what I had to do in terms of cleaning. My friend's on her way to Austria. I didn't have to go shopping or anything. I don't have to do any updates to my computers. So I jumped on. Hi, Frostbite. Cannot hear you. But I was looking at... Yeah, go ahead.
I would say for whatever reason, Hangouts doesn't always save the settings, so it's just usually just a gear setting up there.
Yeah, I had to go to the gear setting. It's not hard. The one, no. For a free app, I think it does what it's supposed to, for the most part, and people can join in and it's easy. So hats off to Google for that. I was reading on the ticker. I guess Ubuntu 18.10 will have Android integration, possibly.
Yeah.
That's nice. That's nice. Yeah.
Did you see the other news story about the Snaps store? Some of the Snaps having malware in them.
Yeah.
Did they find any more than the original couple?
I don't think so. I just happened to see that one story. I haven't seen anything further on it.
Okay. I think that story came out yesterday morning.
Yeah.
I suppose it had to happen sooner or later. You know.
Well, in one breath, what's concerning is that, they say it isn't overly concerning at this point, but then the other breath in the story, it said that it almost seemed like it wasn't necessarily malicious because they didn't do a good job hiding it, and yet they did state on the other side of the coin is that if somebody wanted to, they don't know if they'd be able to police it enough anyway to make sure it wasn't in there until it was issued. So that's concerning.
Yeah, Derek said that. DistroTube said that last night on his stream. He did a live one, and he was talking about specifically that. And he said, "Boy, if you really look at it, it doesn't look like this guy or gal individual did a single thing to try to mask or bury it or anything as such."
Yeah, that's why the thought was in that story was that it may not have been an intentionally malicious thing, but who knows? They also, as a matter of fact, Alan Pope talked about that a little bit on Destination Linux, and he was saying, he said they had a couple of them coming up in there that they caught, and I don't know if those are the same ones that were being referenced in the story I'm talking about, that they didn't know if they were testing the waters to see if it would be caught, even with it being obvious.
Could this be somebody saying, "Hey, guess what? Somebody can do this"?
Yeah, I guess it was a cryptocurrency miner, according to Jeff. So I still don't know exactly how that works. I mean, is that really malicious or just more intrusive?
Well, yeah, probably a little bit of both, because if they're in your system, that means they can do whatever they want. But the other thing I would think is, they're using your resources to do the mining.
Yeah.
So in that sense, it could be a little bit of both that way too, as well.
Okay. Just curious, because it didn't sound as nasty as, say, like ransomware, or a rootkit as you would get in Windows.
Yep.
Sometimes,
Oh, but it's the start of possible things to come, which is what's a little unnerving.
If they can get that into a Snap package and without the proper vetting of a package.
Right.
What
Where
else
does it
could be
end?
in there?
Right.
Yep.
It uses all of your computer's resources, Jeff. Wow. Okay. All right. That would be a problem.
Malware does. It'll eat resources up like candy.
And that's not good. Then it is malicious, very malicious. So it's more than an annoyance.
It's
evident.
definitely more than an annoyance. It's a pain in the tail.
Mark, you had problems. Was it on eBay trying to get a ThinkPad? Is that what you're saying? Hold everyone to a high standard. So many buyers are unreasonable and give undue. I don't know, Mark. Yeah, I've had pretty good luck with Amazon. If you want to check out ThinkPads on Amazon, they tend to be similarly priced to what you find on eBay, for what I've seen lately. It's just a thought. If you had issues on eBay, are Snaps in the sandbox? I don't think so.
Nah.
No.
No, they aren't.
No. The self-contained packages with dependency, but I don't think they are sandboxed, as far as I know. They're supposed to be more secure.
Yeah, they're supposed to be.
I'm not sure about that. Yeah, but that's not good. That's not good. I use Spotify, Snap, and I think one other, and that's pretty much it. I use Kdenlive App Image because that's what Kdenlive recommends for now. It seems to work.
Regular 1804 has one Snap installed right out of installation. Let me see if I can figure out which one it is.
Oh, okay. I haven't checked Kdenlive lately, but the last time I checked, they recommended the app image.
That Chronicle's trying to make is making everything more secure.
That's GNOME System Monitor, which I did not. I did a bunch of installs with different packages after I got 1804 on my drive, but I did not install that.
Did you install GNOME tweaks?
Yes, yes, I did via the command line, not a snap.
Same here.
I do, Mary Melly. I do not know exactly the difference between low latency and generic kernels. Off the top of my head, I do not know.
Same.
They're the same? Okay.
I don't know if they are the same or not.
I don't know.
I actually read something on this. Let me see if I can find it.
Okay.
I know
But,
normally low latency, like in RAM, is a good thing. You want to have less, the lower the number, the faster the RAM, stuff like that. So
Okay.
it means less resources taxed. And I don't know if that's the same thing with the kernels.
It was a question I saw on Ask Ubuntu. That's what it was.
Quids just posted a video. Of course, I had to put in a little joke. He says how to remain more private in Ubuntu on the data sharing, which is not as bad as Windows 10. But he says you have to go into a terminal and purge PopCon or something, or something like that. And I said, well, I use how did I put it? I usually just use Windows 10 to be more private or more secure or something. I had to put a little joke in there, But yeah, it's the PopCon and something else. The error report. I mean, it's not that malicious.
You're talking about
Yeah.
I'm trying to look up that real quick here.
Popcorn, whoopsie. Switch Linux says it's popcorn, not popcorn. Or it could be popcorn as you're testing the popcorn. It's popcorn, whoopsie. Whoops. Whoops, there it is. Is that a whoops? There it is. Whoopsie at Apport. Okay, got it. Low latency is built into the generic kernel, or it's going to be eventually. Low latency is sound production. Got it. Okay. Very good. Tux Ansel, thank you.
Yeah, that's where I saw it, Toss. The
Okay.
low latency kernel, they talk about it on the Wikipedia page for Ubuntu Studio, which is right up Joe's alley right now.
Yeah, right.
And they talk about the real-time kernel, the low latency, and the low latency kernel.
Okay.
So, am I okay to post a Wikipedia link?
Yeah, I'd have to make you a temporary moderator.
I already am.
Oh, you already are. Yeah, I left it there. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah. All right, Sneaky. Have a good evening.
I think it was Mary Melody's fan who asked that. If they're still listening, I'll go ahead and pop this.
Yeah,
in.
go ahead.
There we go. Yeah. Now this talks about Ubuntu Studio as a distribution, but it's got a couple of blurbs about the kernels, so
Okay.
might be a little helpful.
Okay. Just to recap for tonight, my original intention of doing this, just a clarification on the Brasero issue I had, and Martin Wimpress from Ubuntu Mate commented. Thank you, Martin, again. Yeah, the Brasero and everything you need for Brasero comes with Ubuntu Mate, he told me. But I had to reinstall one of the dependencies. Again, that may have been an issue because I upgraded versus a fresh install. Sometimes things can happen. But I reinstalled the CDR kit extension, and I'm able to burn a CD in Ubuntu Mate. It was not installed. Brasero was installed, but that extension was not installed in Linux Mint Cinnamon. So I definitely had to install that. Just a little clarification. But yeah, Ubuntu Mate usually does work everything out of the box. But again, I didn't want to make it seem like Ubuntu Mate there was something missing or anything,
I just for the fun of it, Brasero is not included in regular mainstream Ubuntu 18.04.
That's strange because that's been there for years.
I'm gonna open some Synaptic and just
go ahead.
what the heck, I'll install it and I'll see if it grabs that.
Okay, sure.
See if it grabs that. Just for the heck of it.
Yeah, I'm looking at. I mentioned this before in the ticker feed, but the Ubuntu 18.10 may include some seriously neat Android integration. Ubuntu 10, Ubuntu devs want to include the add-on which integrates Android with the Ubuntu desktop by default. I think that's awesome. I mean, how many Android phones out there? A billion? Somebody? I thought I read somewhere. That's crazy.
Hey, Toss, the package that you had to install is a Bracero CDR
Yeah.
kit.
Yeah.
If I install Bracero on regular mainstream 1804, it grabs that as
Good.
cool.
It was not in there in Linux Mint Cinnamon, which is kind of strange. Why would I want to install something just not to make it work?
Yeah, exactly.
But no, that's not Ubuntu Mate did it. Anyway, that's how I figured it out. So if you guys are having issues burning CDs or whatever, make sure you have obviously Bracero and all. Now with K3B crashed or had that, I don't know what's going on. But that
Did
I'm
you
happy
file
with.
a bug with them about that though, Todd? So you said you were going to do
You know,
that.
I was going to file with Ubuntu Mate, but now I don't have to. With KV3B, I have not. In fact, I forgot. I just thought about it now as we're talking.
Well, I was just thinking if you still
Yeah.
at least reported it, at least they
Yeah.
might, not
Yeah,
be aware
yeah.
of
True.
like grabbing that package.
That is true, yeah. Hi, Spin Viking. But yeah, I did test it at Ubuntu Mate and then the Linux Mint Cinnamon. They will upgrade June or July. But it does work in those two distros if you guys want to burn CDs for whatever reason. Steve Winkler, you say your young nephew told you Saturday he was going to learn Linux in the 8th grade class. He
Nice.
loves doing the command line. Nice.
Nice.
Awesome. And some of you running Solus. Very good. Human Being is in the house. Very good.
Now here's a strange thing.
Yes.
I installed Bracero, grabbed the package that you were missing. I haven't done updates on this thing, and I have Ubuntu telling me whenever there's an update. I just installed Bracero, and it's saying this computer needs to restart to finish installing updates.
For Bracero. Wow. Okay. All right.
Well, we will tell it to restart later.
Specialty reports the bug to Marty. Well, it wasn't really a. I have been told before that sometimes doing upgrades versus fresh installs, some things may not work right. Now, maybe that is a bug, or maybe that's just the how things work. But that being said, Marty did comment, and I'm responding that it is installed by default. So I wanted to clear things up. Yeah, I can't wait for Linux Mint 19 either. See what they're going to do. Human Being, you've had some issues upgrading, I guess. What happened again? What happened? It froze. Upgraded from 1604 to 1804 to turn some commands. It updated, but the desktop mouse completely froze. Huh. Did not have that issue. You may have to try a fresh install. That can happen. I don't recall having an issue the last couple of years. Hard boot cannot pass this. Need guys, I'm just going to install. Can you get to the command prompt? Maybe go from there.
Well, the other thing too is maybe just unplug the hardware if it's plugged, if it's not wireless or not, because sometimes it just needs to reset itself that way
Yeah,
too.
right.
To get re-recognized.
Right.
I'm sure you probably tried that anyway.
Yeah, I haven't had any issues, major issues with Ubuntu 18.04 Mate. I reinstalled Ubuntu again on my test machine. I fixed the broken keyboard in my Toshiba.
You
I'm so
did?
mad at myself for breaks. I got the keyboard working. Little hack. Basically, on the Toshiba keyboard, it's like a piece of film, like a ribbon connector that
It's
slides
ribbon,
in,
yeah.
and then there's a clip. Well, I broke it trying to take it apart. So I'm like, man. So you know what? I took a piece of plastic. Not like when you buy something at Walmart, a dollar store that comes with a piece of plastic. I cut a piece of plastic, like a clip, like a piece of slid it in there, and it works. The keyboard works.
Good.
I don't know for how long, but now the monitor is still wonky sometimes. I have to pull them at a certain angle. So I'm either
Yeah.
doing this or this, but I can hook it up to my TV. It's no big deal. But I got to work. I didn't want to throw the laptop away but I installed
monitor,
Ubuntu on
yeah.
that.
that's what's going on with the monitor, you might have a connection issue there too, or maybe something with the cable and that's.
I believe it's a display cable that's loose or kinked. I would have to do more taking apart as it were. I don't want to do that. I mean, it works at a certain angle.
Yeah.
You know, it's my test machine, but I wanted to keep it because the Harman Kardon speakers are awesome. But I installed Ubuntu on that again. It's actually a triple boot. I did it once and I broke the freaking grub bootloader, but that's okay. I fixed it, you know. But again, it's a test machine. There was nothing really important on there. So, but yeah, if you guys shopping for computers, or I'm sorry, laptops, look for better speakers on. You're going to pay a little more. But Harman Kardon speakers or Altec Lansing or Beats, if you want better sound on laptops, man, it's worth it in my opinion. So, you know, all my ThinkPads built-in speakers and the great machines, but the speakers, you know. Flavors have 3 years of service. Ubuntu Vanilla has 5 years. Yeah, I don't know why it's only 3 years on the other Ubuntu flavors, Jeff. I'm not sure why.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Does that have something to do with the releases of the desktops?
Honestly, I don't know. Maybe someone watching the stream comes across will reply. Maybe someone, or maybe Marty will reply. I think Ubuntu Mate is 3 years, isn't it?
Yeah. They used to be 5 years. It seems like they're shortening them a little bit now.
I mean, I don't have a problem either way. It just would have been nice to have one universal, so you know. But look, honestly, most people are going to get bored after 2 years anyway, right?
You would still think though, with pulling everything out of Ubuntu proper, security updates, you would think almost it would stand to reason that they would go the full 5 years, wouldn't it?
I'm not sure.
Yeah,
I'm sure they got their reasons. Like I said, there's two sides to a story. It's not that big of a deal for me as a Windows user because I do get bored after a couple years. I don't distro hop as much as I used to because again, after 2,000 videos, it's tiring. It's exhausting, you know. And Derek DT is starting to feel that now, I think, you know. So, Steve, you've been using Altec Lansing on your desktop for years. Cool. Yes, Ubuntu is community maintained. That is true. Yeah, just do a fresh install, human being, and I think that'll solve your issue. Yeah, I haven't heard of any outstanding bugs for Ubuntu Mate on a fresh install, so try that.
I came across a second bug today, and I'm not sure what was causing it, but
yeah,
screen rotations on my laptop. I'm sitting here right now, and this is the machine I spend the most amount of time on.
Yeah.
Majority of the time, it's on one of these laptop desks.
Okay.
And you know, I'll move it around and do one of these things to adjust my legs.
Yeah.
Boom, the screen will rotate, and it's not like I have the computer flipped or turned on its side. So
that is odd. Yeah.
Is that something with Ubuntu itself, though, or is that something with your hardware? Or?
No, just about it. Well, you know what, Joe? It actually could be GNOME as being the issue, because any GNOME distro I've put on this machine, the slightest move, and it's like a half of an inch in the right direction, and the screen will flip. But
isn't there a setting to shut that off, though?
Yeah, you can shut it off, but Ubuntu with regular, I have vanilla GNOME on 1804. I can go up on the panel, do my pull down from my system tray, and there's actually a lock for screen rotation. There's a button right there for it.
Yeah. Now I had the other problem. I was trying to show somebody something at the lumberyard today, trying to rotate this nice apple brick that I've got here, and it wouldn't turn for the longest time. And I've been having nothing but grief, my wife too, with people saying they can't hear us. We just got these phones. I mean, they're not worth the $800 you pay for them either. I'll tell you that much.
I don't think so, but yeah. Hello, Spider Eyes. How you doing? How you doing?
A guy I know went and spent $1,000, and I think by the time he was done, it was actually more like $1,200 on the iPhone 10.
Yeah.
Well, you got to buy a case, an extra car charger, or whatever. I mean, it all adds up, right? It's all part of the game. Yeah.
His mentality was he did not upgrade to what I think 8 and 10 came out at the same time.
Right, and I have an 8.
Okay, he never upgraded, I think, to 7. I think he was still on a 6.
Mhm.
So his mentality was, you know what, I haven't upgraded for a couple of years, and he pretty much, his life is ran from his telephone, and he got it, and not impressed with it. Not
Okay.
impressed.
Well,
with
that's my
it.
yeah. We had 6s, and like a lot of people were complaining, we were starting to have lag issues and all kinds of. There were constant updates coming out, which I always believe that they're doing something to play with it. And sure enough, that's when they came out and says, "Oh yeah, we did that to slow things down." That's
Yep.
when they admitted that they purposely did that. There was nothing wrong with my phone at all. The only thing wrong with my wife's, which was typical of 6s, was the earpiece. Was getting static.
Mhm.
But I have my phone like this when I'm talking. And you see how close it is to my face, and people say they can't hear me. It
Wow.
sounds muffled.
Hmm.
You got to kind of move it around. That's been the biggest complaint with these, is that they can't hear us.
I have noticed, and maybe because it's the GSM signal, but it seems like the iPhones or GSM are more prone to interference than, say, CDMA technology with Verizon and Sprint. At least I remember having bought a phone that was GSM from AT&T, and I was in my bedroom, had the phone on my end table there with my clock radio. I put the phone down, and my clock radio was getting static. I'm like, man, I just bought this clock radio, man. I'm like, then I thought, let me try that. So I shut off the phone, and the clock radio speakers were fine. It was getting interference off the phone. And I'm thinking, GSM is exclusively used overseas, but they don't have the same outdated power grid that we do. So it makes me wonder. There's no X-Files conspiracy here, but I'm just wondering, But I have noticed that, yeah.
The other thing that's been being talked about a lot, which has always been over the years, and now it's resurfaced again and I'm starting to wonder, because I've known many young people starting to suffer from brain cancer and things like that. And now there's been releases saying that, yes, these are being tied to some level of that.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, what do you do then? I mean, I've got a Bluetooth, but is that any better because it's still a signal next to your head?
It's just observation on the phone's GSM versus CDMA. But I'll never forget that. So I didn't use the phone. I didn't need interference. Ghosty, I don't know. News and Nonsense co-host is active again. You mean Spatry? Can we expect more NNN News and I don't know. I don't know. I really don't know. I mean, I may do some random news and nonsense in the future. I was doing it for a while with my friend from Germany, Stephanie Forian. She's been a good sport to join in and and play along. In fact, I need to contact her. I know you guys have asked when is she coming back. We exchanged a few text messages today, but I should ask her, like, if she has time, maybe come back and do maybe a new song for us. She writes songs, so I don't know about Spatry. The iPhone 6 having issues with hearing callers on her phone. The latest update, maybe, Steve. I don't know. I don't have an iPhone. Najib Muqtadi. Hello, Najib. I have one probably newbie question. What boot mode you're using on your laptops? What boot mode?
I just asked him if he's referring to EFI or Legacy.
Ah, okay.
I'm not sure.
I'm using EFI.
Okay.
I'm using Legacy, if that's what he's referring to.
Okay.
In fact, I think I have one machine that I put Peppermint 8 on, and I'm using Legacy on that. Everything else with Mint or Elementary is all EFI.
I still have some issues with EFI from time to time. So it's like, I know Michael from Tux Digital is always saying that EFI is the better, it's the safer, it's the faster, all that stuff. But it still seems like it's got its fair share of issues when you're trying to do multi-boots or whatever. I mean,
my big problem is the machine that I have Legacy on, Joe, with Peppermint. That's an older HP 14-inch laptop with the TouchSmart screen. And if I use EFI boot, for some stupid reason, I can use the touch screen for anywhere from a couple of days to like a week, and then the coordinates on the touch screen, like first couple of days, I can touch the screen center, just like so. Mouse cursor moves to the center. After a couple of days of use, if I do the same thing, center of the screen, the mouse cursor is over about 2 inches and down a couple of inches.
Sounds like a problem with the EFI.
Yep. And when I use legacy mode on it, I don't use the touch screen that often other than this horsing around. But if I use legacy boot on it, it cures the problem.
Yeah, legacy seems to be more stable. I mean, it's just, to me, it's just tried and true.
Yep.
I'm gonna post this.
Just, a few things.
chat here.
EFI mode can be a little wonky because I've tested this in a virtual machine and it takes Ubuntu a lot longer to boot than in legacy mode.
I gave Stephanie Forian a shout out in the chat. Check out her music. She writes all of her music. Beautiful, gifted voice. From Boston. She works in Germany. Anyway, shout out. If you like her music, buy her a few songs or an album or two. She had a hit single or two last year in Europe, the top 100 charts. She was on the same charts as Adele. Imagine that. So
Awesome.
check her out. Beautiful voice. Yeah, she's working on a new album called the Living Album Project. But in show business, it can be tedious, expensive to try to get a project done, as I well know. But my dad knows. But check her out. Wonderful lady. I would love to have her back for a random chat or news and nonsense. Anyway, you can go back to the chat.
Tux 1313 that said, I think you need EFI to use a GPT hard drive over 4 terabytes.
Actually, no, you don't.
I was gonna say, I'm not sure about that because I got.
You could be in legacy mode or EFI, and they'll pretty much work the same as the hard drive is.
I think on my other machine, on my main machine, which I may give that to my son if he wants it for his college, but I think I had to enable legacy mode to dual boot, if I'm not mistaken. I had to go into the BIOS, and I think I kept that on. I'm not mistaken. I can't remember.
Dual booting is usually a pain.
Yeah, with this Lenovo machine, which has Windows 7, it's easier. But there was like less steps involved. There was no like enable legacy mode or secure or turn off secure boot or fast boot. It was less steps. That's why I kept this one.
No.
Less maintenance, and it's fine, But
yeah, it seems like older hardware did better than newer hardware.
Well, I mean, I can understand when Microsoft locking it up because I think Apple does that to prevent unauthorized access. I mean, I get it. But they should make it easy for someone who knows what he's doing to turn that off. And then if the machine breaks, well, then it's your fault. But you take the risk, and that's fine.
That's the biggest risk you could take is
something can happen.
Modifying your own computer.
Right. So I know why they did it. So I don't really blame them. I mean, I joked. I said the Eufy. I call it Microsoft's Goofy mode, versus Eufy. But I understand why they did it. Hi, Ben. Yeah, so I don't blame them or Apple for making it more secure.
Right there.
Yeah, right. So I don't blame them,
Yeah.
And legacy boot doesn't affect the use of SSD, does it? Joe, your machine.
You were cutting out,
voice
Joe.
kind.
A little. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was cutting out.
You can still use. You're using legacy boot with SSDs, aren't you?
Not me. No, I have traditional hard drives.
Same.
I'm using legacy on my SSDs. Yes.
You are. Okay.
I came across something today on Amazon. I was just window shopping for refurbished Core i7 computers, and I came across something. I think it was a Dell i7. I think it was like 449 loaded Windows 10, 3.9 gigahertz or something, and it had a hybrid hard drive. How does that work? It was like an SSD.
It uses a percentage of NAND flash.
Yeah.
Sorry, say it again, Joe. Yeah.
It uses a percentage of NAND flash, which is similar to like an SSD. It remembers you most frequently used programs, and it'll boot quicker.
Right, and whatever's on the hard drive partition pretty much goes for mass storage.
Right.
So it's faster anyway than the
In
traditional.
some degrees faster.
Okay.
A little bit, yeah.
I just saw that.
You'll notice it's the speed on the programs you use the most.
So it is something that you will notice. It isn't just a gimmick. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not like an SSD, but it's it's like in between.
Okay.
between
Because it said I think it was upgraded to that. And I thought for the price, I thought it was fair. I think they offer like a 30-day warranty, which isn't much. Or I'm sorry, 90 days I think. But it's a
Right.
refurbished. I think they're like normally they would have been double the price anyway, you know. But I saw that hybrid. I thought I wonder if that really works. But okay, now I know
I've
what it
seen-
is.
I've pretty much seen old Macintosh power or computers go for like thousands on Amazon.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
Apple Macs they hold their value. They're kind of like the Lexus computers, but they hold their
pretty
values.
much
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
Lexus of all computers,
Yeah.
especially the Porsches of computers.
Steven says you had to install Linux. You had to go to the BIOS to set up a laptop to Legacy to install. Yes.
Wow. I mean, it's possible that you can boot Ubuntu on EFI mode, but it takes longer.
And I also had to go on the other machine into the boot manager, boot order to make sure it's Ubuntu coming first and not Windows 10, or else it would just boot straight into Windows and
Straight
ignore
into
Ubuntu.
Windows.
Yeah, that's the only
So
cleavage
there was
of
there was a
building.
couple tweaks I had to do to figure it out. I mean, it's not hard, but it can be somewhat daunting for a newbie to do all that, which I understand, you know, but it's not
Kind of devious,
hard.
though,
Yeah.
that is.
Well, there's a
Especially when the
Grub 2
timeouts are
software. Oh, I'm sorry, Crossway. As I say, there's a Grub 2 software you could load up in Windows, and then you can actually set it up to boot wherever you want. And then there's a setting in there where you can actually tell it to boot to your last OS boot up. So if you decide you're going to boot into Ubuntu today, it'll remember that every time. And then if you
Yeah.
decide going into Windows,
Mhm.
you just select Windows, and then it'll boot into Windows next time. And you can even change the wallpaper on that too as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think Wubby used to do that before they removed it in 13.04,
Yeah.
where it was just easy as heck to install all Ubuntu with Windows 7. Then afterwards, it's like they put an extra step there because they removed Wubby.
Yeah.
That's the only time I've dual booted in my life. I think it was on probably 12.04. And the only reason I did that is because Whoopi was there. And
Yeah.
I haven't dual booted ever. Not even multiple Linux distros.
And same here after Pair OS 8, which I used with Windows 7. And not a lot of people used Pair OS 8 back then.
I remember testing it, I think. I don't recall.
Let's date ourselves. Who remembers building the CD with the Woobi and all the files and have to pull everything down and the individual drivers for Linux? in the early days?
I remember Woobi
I
vaguely, yeah. To make it easier to use Linux inside Windows, right? Yeah.
Yeah, that was the easiest way to get
Right.
a dual boot going.
Right.
But even without the dual boot, you had the if you were going to just load. Excuse me. He's choked. Excuse me.
There goes Joe.
He's all
That eight-
choked up about Woobi, man.
Man, that 80 proof will get you every time, brother.
I know.
Oh, you
Jeez.
had that happen too a couple weeks ago. Tossed in the water without the front pipe.
Jeez, between my collar and Joe's choking, great professional show tonight. Thank you. By the way, Tim, I like your shirt. Nice Ride Matters. Does it say Lexus underneath or just a shirt?
No, actually, this is a local clothing brand out of Phoenix,
Oh.
Arizona.
Oh, okay.
Yep. Some friends of ours are
Oh,
big NASCAR fans.
oh,
They go down
duh.
for the ra- They go down
Right.
for the races during
Okay.
the spring and the fall, and
Makes sense. Makes sense.
They-
Yeah.
they like me, like buying stuff from smaller, locally owned joints.
Nice. Nice.
And grabbed wifey and I a couple of shirts.
Um.
Wow.
Speaking of
Texas.
cars,
Saying he used to have Linux on a 3.5-inch floppy. That's legacy right there.
You know what?
is.
That is
Yeah.
legacy,
I
especially
can-
when Spin Viking said he used Webby, XP, and Ubuntu.
Mhm.
I can remember the first time I ever saw Linux on a machine was a Red Hat install. It was about 1996, 1997, and the guy that had installed it had an index of 3.5-inch floppies that he installed from. And I want to say it was like maybe 7, 8 3.5-inch floppies.
Wow.
And he's like, man, you got to give it a try. This stuff is just awesome. It's quick, you don't have to deal with all the Windows stuff. And then I can remember asking him,
Wow.
well, what about Word and Excel?
Yeah.
He just got this blank look on his face, like,
Aye.
those aren't going to work.
What I was
Well,
referencing
that's
before
when, Open Office kind of came in, took in and everything.
yeah, when you were building the distro, you had to do it within Windows, and you needed the Wooby to be able to build the distro to be able to burn it to the disk
Yeah.
before you could reload it or load it up as a fresh install.
Um,
Before I started dying here for a minute.
Mark says, "Why did I get 2 dislikes?" Mark. Sorry, Mark. That's my standard Autobot, whatever Decepticon. I've noticed there's a pattern. There's always 2 dislikes
Yeah.
all the time. I
Let's
could be
do
talking
this.
about world peace, the Pope, and love. I could be talking about sex. Dislike. And I don't know why, but I'm cool with that. Just
The
make
worst
sure
part
you.
is when you get them before the show starts.
Yeah,
It's
well,
like you get 2 Decepticons.
And the
on
fact,
your-
I know, and I tell you what, at this point, if nobody else does it, I'll do it. Dislike my own feed there.
Well, the funny thing is they can dislike all they want. It still helps your traffic to your channel.
Yeah, that means there's something going on. Obviously, like it and share,
Yeah.
But yeah, I get that all the time, and
well,
but
Zenaris,
I mean, usually I get that dislike because of the scam bait community.
yeah.
Because scammers would just boom dislike your video because you
Someone
read
did
about that
reply
scammer.
though why he disliked. Somebody mentioned it was a video or something. It may have been a short gaming video clip or something. And somebody wrote, "Gee, Toss, why would somebody dislike?" And somebody disliked, and the person, he explained it, and you know what? It made sense. He says, "I come to your channel for tutorials and not for gaming." And I'm like, well, that's fair. I mean, even though I do the total package, as it were, but you know what? That explanation was perfect for me.
Yeah.
So but at least he was respectful enough to respond why he didn't like it,
Yeah.
and I completely understood. It's
Well,
kind of like me
I mean,
going
some-
to a cooking channel and
Never-
he's talking about farming or something, but
Right.
although gaming is not that far off from technology,
No.
but he explained it,
Especially
and that's fine. I said that's cool, man. Now I know.
Well,
Um,
I mean, you do have these gaming channels, a lot
Yeah.
of other informative channels.
Yeah,
and they're
I don't do a lot of gaming. I mean, usually I'll boot into Windows and play Asphalt 8 Airborne, a racing game like Need for Speed. By the way, it's awesome. Free
Oh,
game.
God,
Check it out.
Need
It's
for
awesome, yeah. Oh, it's all Asphalt 8. I love Need for Speed, yeah.
I didn't know you liked that, Toss.
Spin Vikings making me laugh. He says, I think Ubuntu's developers don't know the American slang for Bionic Beaver. Oh, I think they know. They don't care.
I'll be right back. I have to go and dislike the video here real quick.
Thanks. Number 3. Sure. Well, I did come on with the orange color, so I guess I deserve it. Oh,
Yeah, you
wow.
you
But I
look-
recovered after the audio faux pas. But anyway, that's good. That's how. See, that's a tutorial. I should maybe next week or whatever or next. I'll edit this how to recover from a fatal flaw in Linux. But
Yeah.
anyway.
Jeff,
Yeah, you were going to say something about cars, Toss.
when,
Yeah, we were talking about cars. Buick. I drive a Buick. They're nice. They have come a long way. I will not put them up there with Lexus yet or
Yep.
what Infinity. But you said your wife might be looking at the Enclave. Yes, I would too. I would definitely too. However, that being said, if the Enclave is sticker 40 or whatever it is, 40 grand, and the Lexus, I'd take the Lexus
I'd rather
because
take
it's not the same. And don't let anybody tell you that it's the same quality oranges or it's not. It just is. Is it an excellent vehicle, Buick? Absolutely. But in the long run, you'll notice Lexus 2 holds its value a lot more. And I'll tell you because it's built by Toyota.
Yep.
Right. And I'll tell you, I had a Toyota, and when I bought it, I would get postcards in the mail. Come on into ABC. We'll give you top dollar for your Toyota. Come on in. I felt famous, even more famous than I am now. And
That's pretty dang famous.
that's pretty dang famous. So anyway, I'm like, nah, I think I'll wait. So finally, when it was time, I didn't need a minivan anymore. I wasn't going to have any more kids. So I traded in for a Buick. A little bit smaller, but still an SUV, comfy. The Buick is great. It's a great car, but ever since I got the Buick, the mailbox, I'm still waiting. Silence, nothing. Gee, I wonder why. You buy a Toyota Honda, they'll come do your toenails for the trade-in. You buy an American car, there's a reason behind it. That's just the reality of it. So
That's because it'll lose its value like hand over fist in the next
all
3
cars
years.
will. Don't get me wrong, but Toyotas. In fact, when I traded in my Toyota, between what I bought it and when I traded it, I think I lost less than $1,000 on the trade, which is pretty good.
Yeah.
I think I think it was $800. I said I'll take the deal. I mean, I had
Yeah,
to dicker back and forth, but in the end, I said, you know what? Fine. Yes, if you sell it yourself, you can get more. But I didn't want to go to the hassle. But because it was a Toyota, I remember at the time when I bought the Toyota, I had a GM car. I wanted to trade in my Pontiac, and the salesman was very polite. He says, "Well, we might be able to give you this, but we really don't want your trade-in." No problem. No problem. This is the time they were going bankrupt. GM had to ask for help. I said, I completely understand. Not a problem. But that's the last time I will ever get insulted again by an American car. Never going to happen again. And I wound up selling it to a friend who needed that kind of vehicle anyway. So it worked out okay. But he was very polite. We really don't want your vehicle. The way he said it was like, I'm sorry, but we really don't want your vehicle. But that's okay. That's it. But I'm telling you, buy a Lexus, they'll come after you for trade-in.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. My son bought his first brand new car a year and a half ago, and I went he bought a Mazda 3, and he had my mother-in-law's, which we gave him, was her old 2000 Grand Marquis. The car was in great shape.
Yeah.
Didn't have a ton of miles on it for what it was. And the guy says, well, it's a $500 car all day long. We don't even want it. That's exactly how they put it to me.
Okay.
Wow.
And I turned around and sold it for $2,900. But
Wow, that's some money they lost.
it's the same thing. My daughter had a Corolla. She wound up getting in an accident. The car got totaled, and was 3 years old. And she paid like $16 for it, and we got $12,100 for it at the time, which really wasn't bad for it had 30-something thousand miles on it or whatever. But they don't bargain a lot when you buy them, but they do tend to hold their value a little bit more.
Yeah, I mean, they can't give you full value because then they have to sell it to make a profit. So it's just a matter of where's the balance and where are they being reasonable. When they didn't want my GM as a trade at the time, who knew if GM was going to make it? And Obama bailed them out. Great, it saved a lot of jobs here in Ohio. That's fine. But they didn't want my trade. I didn't take it. I wound up selling it to a friend who needed it. So it worked out okay. It worked out better in the end.
I have one very important question I've been trying to ask you. I said it in one of your chats one night. You didn't see it. You're always talking about trunks. 1976 Cadillac Sedan DeVille versus a 1976 Lincoln Town Car. Which one has the bigger trunk? I know which one does.
I remember the cars. Well, I was in high school. I got to think.
I'm going to bet you the town car.
Town car. Yeah.
Honestly, I don't know.
The town car, Joe.
I'd say it's close.
Was actually, if you could envision,
Really?
one big long rectangle box.
Right.
So we had higher fenders,
Okay.
we had a higher trunk line and all that. So it actually technically had a bigger trunk, and it was a little deeper inside too, I think.
Yeah, the Caddy had that sloped trunk
That's true.
width.
Yeah. Boy, that was like driving the Titanic.
Oh, and the seats, the cushions were that thick. You felt like you're sitting in your living room.
They were the one thing about American vehicles, like the Buick, the American cars, the American vehicle. They are plush. They tend to be plush. Maybe a little bit more than Lexus. Maybe that's changed. But for comfort, take a look at the Buick. I don't think you'll be disappointed there, Tim. But if you're comparing dollar to dollar, I got to go Lexus. Yeah.
The only car accident I got in, Joe, I've had a couple of slight fender benders, backed into a car in a gas station once, but the only moving accident that I had I had bought a 1973 Chrysler Newport for my cousin, and it was a two-door, so it had a trunk on it that had to have been 5 foot deep, at least 5 foot deep. And I am
Nice.
my best friend, and my other best friend, and my best friend's little brother. Two of them were in the back, and the guy's little brother was screwing around, and I turned around to swat at him and tell him, politely be quiet. That wasn't quite what I was saying, but went to turn back around, 69 Cadillac Coupe de Ville in front of me. Bam. 35 miles an hour.
Oh,
Wow.
Battle of barges.
Yeah.
But none of us were wearing seatbelts, and nobody got hurt.
Yeah, that's the lucky
Wow.
thing. You didn't get hurt.
I learned about buying cars. There is a science when you're shopping for cars. So when I lived in Orlando, I had a friend of mine teach me. He says, this is how you shop for a car, new or used. But you usually have more flexibility if you buy used. He says, pick the car you want. Say you want to buy 2010 Honda Accord, whatever, four-door, automatic or whatever.
Yeah.
First, do some research, find out what the car is worth. Guy on a trade, or if you're going to buy it outright, get pre-approved for a loan. And sometimes insurance companies, if you have insurance, which you should, they may give you a loan. Find out what the car is worth. No trade is better. If you have a trade, but let's say there's no trade. You find out, say the car is worth 11.5. I don't know what it's worth. You go to the bank, you say, looking to buy this car, can I get 11.5 to buy this year car, Honda Accord, with these many miles? They say yes. Okay, now you'll have 11.5 or whatever it's worth, 12.5, 15.5, ready to go, a check to buy that car. You go to the Honda dealership, or any dealership. I'm just picking Honda. You tell the guy, hey, you got a 2010 Honda Accord, red, tan interior, these many miles. That's what I want. I'll give you 11.5 out the door. You got to say out. That includes tax, title, whatever. Out the door. Before you test drive. Now, the guy says, do you want to test drive? I said, no. First, make sure that my deal is approved. Now, the guy may say, don't you want to test drive it? And then your response should be, why? Is there something wrong with it? It's a joke,
Yeah.
But because you can waste time test driving, and you may be nowhere in the ballpark in terms of the deal. Now, they have a right to make a profit. So don't, but it works both ways. Of course, you don't want to be cheated. So my friend taught me, you find out and try not to fall in love with the color or the car, because then they got you.
Right.
You get pre-approved. You tell the guy very politely, I've been pre-approved for a loan for 11.5 or 25 or 50,000, whatever the loan is. Tell your boss, that's what I'm looking for. Accept the deal first if you can. If you can't, no hard feelings, and walk away.
Right.
And they're going to say yes or no. If it's no, you thank the guy, you be respectful to the guy, and walk away. Now, he may say, well, give me your phone number in case something comes up. That's up to you. I would give you your phone. You got nothing to lose, But if he says yes, great. Now we test drive the car. And let's say that Honda or Buick, you test drive it, and it makes it rattle, the AC doesn't work. Now you can get a lower price, possibly.
Yep.
But the point is, you cut the deal to eliminate these hours. It's time. It's exhausting,
True.
Or if the car has issues, the guy says, we promise to fix all of this before. Okay, have it in writing, have it in a contract, good to go. Or you could say, I'll take care of it myself, lower the price. That's up to you. Personally, I will let them take care of it. I don't want to deal with trying to get this unless you're a mechanic, But whatever the price is, you give them the check. You have it in writing. Everything's going to be fixed, and you're good. And usually a respectable dealership will take care of that.
Right.
But that's the secret of shopping for. Get pre-approved before, and don't fall in love with a specific car or color, because then they got you.
Don't let them know you like it.
I got something to say though. Sometimes if these dealerships start pretty much providing repairs, shouldn't they use a better shop than, say, the shop that would charge and never fix something?
Well, obviously, if you're having issues, or if that dealership has a reputation of not fixing, then don't shop there in the first place. I mean, I'm just speculating. I don't recall coming across that. Obviously, you buy something for Lexus, Toyota, they got a reputation. You're gonna be fine. I'm not saying that Buick is no good or Chevy. I'm not saying that.
Right.
I'm just saying history shows when you're comparing brand to brand, the Japanese have it and we don't. There's a reason for it. We can put, our U.S. scientists can put a robot on Mars that's 100 million miles away and send you high definition pictures like we're doing now. But we can't build a super high quality car still compared to Lexus. I'm just saying. There's a reason for it still. I don't know why.
Same.
Maybe it's public stupidity. I don't know.
Mhm.
I don't know. All I know is I've been there. I've driven Honda, Toyota. I've driven American, driven Lexus, Cadillac. And I'm telling you, man, now comfort, I'll give the edge to the American manufacturer because I'm 6'2".
Comfort, I'll give it to the.
Quality-wise, the first time I drove that Lexus, man, I told my cousin, listen, take your Cadillac, flush it down the toilet now, and just buy something like this. And he did it. He did it a few years later. So.
Steve Winkler just said that when he and his son were on scouting trips.
Are comfortable.
Yeah, go ahead.
Steve Winkler just said when he was on scouting trips with his son, they used to gather firewood in the back of a Lincoln. I'm guessing Lincoln, probably town car or something.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And he said they could see the fire from space because of how much firewood they could put in the back of a Lincoln.
Yeah, I was seeing that.
Oh wow.
Oh, speaking of the back of trunks, I started watching that Inside the American Mob in earnest last night on Netflix.
Good.
Pretty good watch.
Nice.
Yep. I'll give it about 4.5 out of 5, I think.
Yeah. Daniel saying an interesting fact about cell phones. Cell phones operate at 1 to 2 gigahertz, while microwaves cook at 1 to 3 gigahertz range. In this super high frequency range, cell phones over time can cook your brain.
I see that, but there's probably something that we're missing, Daniel. I mean, I don't know. I hope that's not true. So that's why my webcam color is off. My brain's fried from all the cell phone use, and the camera's saying, "Forget about it." No, I don't know. Hello, Omega.
Hey, Omega Beast.
Jeff I made a comment about that when I was in satellite communications in the Army. Okay, we knew not to blast ourselves with those frequencies. So cell phones potentially dangerous, Jeff? Wow. I hope not. So is Bluetooth safe? I use Bluetooth sometimes.
When you
I
look
hope
at
that's
Wi-Fi,
safer.
That's usually at 2.4 gigahertz.
Yeah.
Or 5 gigahertz.
Yeah.
But the
study was showing that how trees were dying from it as well.
I think with Bluetooth, the not the bandwidth, the pulse strength is weaker, so using a Bluetooth is a safer option.
Okay. All right. It makes sense. Yeah.
I mean, just depends on pulse length.
Joe may remember this back in the since Joe has a law enforcement background, back in I think it was like the 70s or 80s. There was a rash of police officers who were developing prostate and testicular cancer. And it was because they would pick the radar. They would. It was back when it was actual radar, not the laser band guns.
Yeah.
And they would zap a car.
Wow.
And then they would take the gun and they would lay it in their lap.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, it was the older style mechanics that kind of did them in.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I mean, there's probably a lot of things that we're not being told the total, facts about, I mean, I do believe there's some X-Files stuff out there that's not being told to us. All right, I want to let everybody know here in the chat. I'm going to end this about 9:30. I need to call my cousin in New York. So last call for comments. Any other newbies want to say hi or have a question, please do. This is your opportunity as usual. And then we'll wrap this up.
Daniel, you did say you used 4 cell phones to pop up a popcorn while it was ringing?
Huh?
It's pretty much impressive.
4 cell phones can pop popcorn when... no, it can't be.
Can't be.
Really?
I mean, I've heard the story before, but to see it in
Interesting.
actual life, that would be interesting.
Wow.
Well, they can't take a video of it because all the cell phones are ringing, making popcorn. No, I'm not. I'm not.
Yeah, I
Just
don't
kidding.
know. That's scary if it's true. Yeah.
That's
That would
scary.
be interesting
Wow.
to see. It would be very interesting to see.
Yeah.
Google it.
Says
Okay.
Google it.
Okay. Maybe I'll have to.
Yeah.
Wow.
Plus, I'll let you Google that. But then,
Yeah, I'm not gonna do it now, but that's scary. That's definitely X-Files stuff.
That is.
Wow. So if you're at a party and you have 4 friends and all 4 phones ringing and you're about to take the popcorn to the mic and it starts popping, you're gonna freak out.
Yeah. That's gonna be
Wow.
Yeah, see that can pose an issue though, because that means you have 4 friends with cell phones, and then 4 other friends. They're going to call those 4 friends because you have to have your cell phone ready to video. it.
Wow.
I don't know if I have. I don't know if I have
We'd
8
have to
friends.
have a night very.
Well, I guess you could say that party's really gonna pop, but it won't bump.
I guess you could say it's kind of literally popping.
Yeah,
It's
really. Wow, that's scary if it's true. I'll have to
Yeah.
check it out. Wow.
Check it out.
Um,
Thanks again for the invite tonight, Toss.
Oh, anytime, absolutely. Yeah, anytime. So,
It's fun. Thanks.
couple more minutes. Yeah, I'm going to wrap this up here. So, I know we had a couple newbies come in. That's what this channel was here for. We were all once newbies, not just me. So,
Same.
yeah.
I don't know. I
Excellent.
pulled a pretty good newbie move last week, so you don't have to be a newbie to mess up.
That's the human move because we're still
Yeah.
human. Yeah, yeah.
We're all humans.
Cell
here.
phone popcorn, popping popcorn on YouTube. Okay, I'll check it out. Check it out, Tux. Okay, that's gonna make me think twice about buying an extra phone or 2.
That's going
Oh,
to make
man.
me think
So,
about
do we
that
have to
phone.
wear like our head shields? So, I don't know.
We can borrow Tom's tinfoil hat.
Yeah, it's tinfoil hat. My goodness.
Yeah.
Wow.
Catch you at next
Hi,
time.
Anarita. I'm just about to get off, but yeah. Look at the chat, Anarita. You don't want 4 phones ringing at the same time. It may pop your brain.
You would have missed. That would be.
Wow. There's a story for the X-Files for next season if they're going to do another season, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that is kind of X-Files level.
Yeah. Hell no, Henry. Okay. Oh, man. Where do you
Where
think
do
we
you-
get the idea? Yeah, really.
Yeah. One is enough. Yeah,
It's a-
true. One cell phone's bad enough.
No, I just use the one. Like I said, I use speakerphone sometimes, Bluetooth, like especially in the car if I'm walking, to
Yeah.
hear music. But it does make you wonder after all these years and those waves, how does it affect the human brain?
Well, they've also said
Especially the
contributing to
environment.
breast cancer in women because they always put them up in their bras or pocket, and I put them, in
Yeah.
my pocket, or you put them in your pants pocket, and you know what that's near. And it's like, so-
That's a little
You know,
funny.
I don't know what all the static is about. I lived under power lines my entire life up until 9 years old, and I turned out just fine.
Is that why you look like you're glowing on the one side, or what?
Could be.
Yeah, well, I don't know. My color was off tonight, so maybe it has adverse effect on some people, right?
Yeah, you see that? If I don't know if I can get this on camera. No, you can't really see it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to tip it back.
Yeah, our focus value.
There's
Yeah.
there's Toss on the top
Yeah,
after his liver transplant.
You,
I see it. Yeah. Oh wow. I don't know. It just worked. I had it. Yeah, I figure if I would pop in and out of screen share, it would self-adjust. But anyway, I like this color better. Not by. Oh, by the way, tell the ladies thank you for the makeup advice. It helped.
yeah. Thank you, ladies.
Hang on for a second here.
All right. I guess we don't have any last minute
There's the echo.
comments. I'm going to end this. Yeah, I hear the echo. Yeah.
That was me.
Okay. Alrighty. No problem. All right. Nothing else for this evening, guys and ladies. So, yeah, I'm going to wrap this up. Thank you for joining me tonight for my human thing to do tonight. Bad color
it's
and
fine,
crashed
no
once on the stream. But, hey, it'll give newbies something to comprehend think
Yeah.
about if it ever happens to them. So it's not always your fault, newbies. Okay, just
And
want
if
to let
that's
you
the
know that.
worst thing that happens to you today, you're way ahead of the game, Toss.
Yep.
I think so, man. Yeah, I mean, it's that's the one thing about Linux. Sometimes you can recover quickly, because if I was in Windows and had to reboot in the middle of an update, I'm dead.
Yeah.
You know,
what about-
luckily I was in Linux, so I recovered it. Now all is good. So yeah.
Yeah.
All right, I'm out. I need to make a call to New York, and I'll catch you guys later on. Okay.
All right.
Here,
thanks, man.
Toss.
Take
Yeah,
care,
right.
everyone. Thank you.
Frostbite